Got them both. Oh, one more. Get in here. Get in here.
I'm coming. That's how I hit him with 2 heavy too.
Got him.
So shoot me in the back.
2 down. One more in the tree.
3
down
down
the hill. Nice.
I got him.
Good job, dude. I'll try it. Oh, we did it.
In the left, I got right.
Yep. Here. On me. Got one more. On me.
I got him.
Yep, nice.
Drone's fucking up.
One's down.
Oh fuck, reload.
Got him again.
Over there.
They're throwing. Jill said it.
Yeah.
I knocked him. He's right here.
Right here.
Yep.
One's up.
That's all 3. I'm gonna play this corner.
Hold on, they're up. Broke one. Broke another. Reloading.
All three broke.
Reloading.
One down. 2 down. All 3.
Nice, good job.
What's going on, gamers? This is a new adventure for me. I am doing this purely organic, off content directly related to high skill, high quality gameplay and helping other fathers become, I guess, more relevant or cool for their kids, right? Because we all want to stay connected with our children, and most of our children play games. Even if it's little girls, little boys, they all play Minecraft, Roblox, Mario games, Fortnite, you name it. But right now, Arc Raiders is top of the charts. All of my children are playing it. They're all about it. And the ages of my children range from 3 all the way up to 15 years old. And they all know what Arc Raiders is. They all talk about Burnt Peanut. They all talk about whoever streamer or whatever YouTube content is put out. But my focus is to help get fathers more in line with their children, right? Because at the end of the day, we want to be able to spend time with them. And if you got bad weather or if your kids don't like doing sports, you want to engage with them. So I'm going to get right on into it. I'm going to do a little bit of about me. I've been gaming for 25, probably 30 years, if I'm being honest. Played at the professional level. I played for Check 6 Gaming. I was actually one of the general managers out there. I played for G2 Esports. I played for 50 Caliber, Massive Esports, NXS, and the United States Army Esports program. That's just a few. I've been to Cyber Athlete Professional League. Started out going to, in 2003, playing Quake. Moved on into Painkiller, played a whole bunch of COD, a whole bunch of Battlefield, Apex Legends, Fortnite, did the World Series of video games, and I don't want to continue talking about me, so this is about the channel. And the first thing that I'd like to tell people to do, especially if they're new to PC gaming, is getting the proper settings. Not everybody has a 5090 video card or whatever crazy build. Maybe you're playing on a gaming laptop, so I'm all about getting it optimized for what you have. So I'm going to go over some basic settings for to help, 1, with visibility, 2, with being able to get the maximum performance, and 3, just so everything feels smooth. That piggybacks off of performance. I am extremely picky when it comes to frame rates. So if I dip below a certain threshold, I'm building a whole new computer. But gaming is my passion, so that's kind of one spectrum of the realm, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to get right on into the Arc Raiders settings, and I'm going to get into mainly the graphics performance side, key bindings, and mouse settings you can tailor to you. So let's get right on into it. All right, so here we are, main menu of Arc Raiders. Before you do the tutorial or any type of loading into your first match, rounds, raid, whatever you want to call it, you're going to go ahead and go down to the bottom right hand corner of the menu. Right here pops up the settings, okay? So in the gameplay, if you're playing crossplay, turn it on. Most of my children play on the Xbox or PlayStation, so crossplay stays on for me. Make sure that it is in North America or whatever region that you are located, okay? Controls, like I said, I'm not going to go too much into that because everybody's different. Graphics is really what you need to do. If you're on a mid-range or a lower quality computer, full screen is going to give you probably the best performance. Then you come on down, resolution. I play 1440. It's because the monitor I have. 1080 is perfectly acceptable. Don't do frame generation. I notice that I get a little bit of input lag, but I am also extremely picky, so I have that off. I turn VSync off. It's just something I've done for many years. It's not necessary. So read here, NVIDIA Reflex Low Latency. It tells you what it does, right? So for me, on plus boost seems to be the best. It gives me the most latency for input. I limit my frame rate at 180 because my monitor is 175 hertz. I have a pretty beefy computer, so my upscaled resolution is at 100%. Resolution scaling method, NVIDIA DLSS, DLAA, and then you can go through here to like quality, balance, performance, ultra performance, or whatever, but I play on DLLA. And then if you have a newer generation video card, make sure it's on like transformer. That's just the settings that I do for the new render generation and scaling, all that different stuff. So you can adjust it to get you the maximum performance, all right? Coming down, field of view, turn it up. Make sure motion blur is off. If you're on console, when you first load the game up, turn motion blur off. Just make it a habit. I know a lot of people on PlayStation say that motion blur comes back on. You don't like seeing like, I guess it puts like a blur effect when you look around, and it's going to hinder your performance. All right, so go ahead and make sure that's off. Static for the global illuminations. It says preset, uses pre-calculated lighting, dynamic. Some of that stuff will hinder your performance. Some of these settings down here, make sure you put it on custom. View distance, I put it on epic. However, turn it down if you're on a lower end computer. Anti-aliasing, I like everything being smooth, no jagged or boxy looking edges, so I have it on epic. Shadows, I put it on to low. I feel like shadows in some games are good for identifying where players are at, especially if they clip through walls. This game is not one of them, so I want to be able to see in a lot of the low light. Same thing for post-processing. You can leave texture epic. Some of this doesn't really do too much effects to it, but the stuff that I have on low, is what you want to run for maximum visibility. Reflections, foliage, global illumination. So I want to get the maximum visibility, especially when I'm in the night raids, okay? And then you can put the performance overlay. However, I use the NVIDIA GeForce Experience. It gives me 170 or whatever frame rate in the top right-hand corner. That's what I personally do, okay? And then idle energy, you can turn it off. Inactive window energy saving, whatever you want it to do. But those are the general settings. Come on over to the audio tab and then set it up however you want. Night mode. This right here is crucial. I've personally noticed, let me turn it up to 40, that night mode footsteps are more profound. I can tell further away where they're specifically located, and it helps me identify where players are at or where the arc is, okay? I don't like music. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. I didn't even know why that was at 10%. But anyway, so music's off. You can adjust settings as needed. Party chat, proximity chat, turn it all the way up because I like to be able to hear people when they're like kind of further away. It helps me pinpoint their locations. If you don't want to have that, turn it down, especially if your children are younger, because people do all sorts of crazy slurs, and I'm guilty of it myself. I cuss and everything else, but I'm going to try my best on this page to not have any content where I'm cursing. And then for your voice chat, if you're wondering why people can't hear you, make sure your voice chat input device is set to whatever microphone you're using. I'm using a microphone Yeti. I've had this microphone for, 10 years. It's going strong. I'm not a super sound guru, so it works for me. That's pretty much all the settings that I changed. Oh, push to talk, so for party chat, I put it to Z, and then push to talk B is for proximity. I very rarely use party chat. I use Discord, and then proximity is when I'm like talking to like raiders in the game. If I'm like talking smack to them or just trying to like solo party up, I talk with them through that. Let's see, it's pretty much it. Raider's voice, it has a built-in voice changer. Some of them make you sound like a little kid or a girl, or boy, or whatever. I just leave it off because I'm not really into that. That's pretty much it. That's all for the general settings. I can go over some control stuff, but it's going to tailor to you and what feels natural for you. Mouse and keyboard, if you want to see how I'm running it, 16, and I play at 800 DPI. I'm kind of old school. It's just what I do. Controls, I'll run through that real quick just so you can see. My walk hold, I put on my right thumb because it's right there. I can just barely touch it and I can walk. I do that a lot, especially whenever I'm creeping up or when I'm trying to regen some additional stamina in between fights. My shoulder swap is on my second mouse button. I go back and forth between the shoulders nonstop. I'll show you all that in a little bit. And continue down. Weapons, 1, 2, 3. 3 is my melee. V's to go unarmed. And that's pretty much it. Items for like the quick wheel inventory, Q. Flashlight's F. I very rarely use the flashlight. And then my ping, I've been using ping since they've incorporated it in our games as my middle mouse. It's just handy. My finger's right on it. I just touch it to spot them. Emote, you can do whatever, but that's pretty much that. Let's get into some gameplay tutorial. Alright, so as you can see, I have a keyboard and mouse overlay. You can see my inputs. Hopefully it'll correlate well as I'm speaking, but the focus of this is to help your movement, not only for just getting around, but to help position you to win more gunfights. Alright, so you can see here, this is my mouse sensitivity. What I like to do when I'm setting up my mouse, if I played on console, it'd be the same thing. I like to know when I do a specific sweep that it'll make me do like a 180 or 90 degrees. So I know whenever I turn around to here, it's going to be 180 degrees, right? So it's like one full swipe across my mouse pad. Well, I got a mouse mat across my whole desk. But I know that if I go from here and I spin it around, it's a 180, right? So I can be facing here. I'm going to aim at the target on the right. It's just a swipe right here, bam, and that's all I have to do. So it's here to there, right? Okay. So if I was going to be with a gun, I'd go from here. I'm going to shoot the arc to my 90 degree. As you saw, I'm doing corrections. Not everybody's perfect, but that's a general idea of how to do it. So you see this guy here. So I'm going to go from here. Alright. And that's just, they call that like flicking, but I play on such low DPI that if I flick, this would be considered a flick, right? I have to do like full sweeping. Here's my mouse. I sweep like this. This is how I use my mouse, alright? And I hold my mouse like so. It looks weird. I'm like, nah, but that's how I hold my mouse. Alright, so what I like to do, doing some movement, put your weapon away, you run a little bit faster. But as you see here, my arms, I'm continuously sweeping around this, right? That's just what I do. I've been doing it for so long that I'm stuck in the slow DPI. I've been playing since there was like a ball inside of the mouse. Alright, so in arc, obviously you run faster when your weapons is put away. When your weapon's back out, you slow it down, you put it away, you'll run faster. A little bit more maneuverability. So say I was like shooting somebody that's like inside of here, and I noticed that they pull back. I put my gun away, get to here, then I could roll, and then I could shoot them from there. But that's just something that I do. It's a little bit more advanced that you can learn as you progress. But I highly recommend when you're starting out, just keep your weapon out, and if you run out of stamina, you can always run the adrenaline shots, alright? So when you run out of stamina, I'm going to get my stamina bar to come out just so you can see it. Alright, so there's my stamina bar. I notice it's starting to get low. Go ahead and pop one of them. and then it resets your stamina, and you can continue running. So always bring some adrenaline in with you whenever you're doing your raids. Alright, we'll get right on into things. So playing on cover, let's go find a spot that's got some better cover. Where can I go? I think there's a ladder over here. So when you're on the, you climb up the ladder, E to climb, interact, whatever your interact button is. So I'm going to use this as like a form of cover so you can work on your peeking. This is crucial because you want to not be just standing out in the open shooting at targets, right? So from here, you can use like a peek. You peek down here, but you can look down so you can see more, right? They don't even know you're here since it's a third-person game, and you can switch your shoulder so you can get more angles. And with the anvil, it's the only gun in the game that you can pretty much shoot with one hand right here. You see what I'm doing? Watch. See how it's like with just one-handed? Well, I just shot the ground. There it is. You can use it to your advantage, but if I know that that's where he's at, go ahead and line it up right here, and then I can uncrouch. See? And you can see the input I'm putting here, right? Now, say that target was still up, and if I wanted to close the distance from here, I would go stand up, run. I just messed that all up. I'd stand up, run, roll to here, and then boom. And then you get back down, switch your shoulder, switch shoulders again, and see how I can go back and forth, and you can see on the mouse what button I'm pushing on the overlay. But I'm over here messing up my... What is this? I don't even know what this does. Oh, jeez, where is this turn? Okay, there's... Die to the dang bot. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to act like I'm pulling back. And dive here, and then now I'm under this cover. And I'm seeing where he's at. Switch shoulders, see what side gives me the best angle. If I'm going to go right, over here, see? And I can see them, but they can't see me. And if I unzoom, I can look down, get better clarity. Come over here, get better clarity. And then if you want to do like a quick peek, alright, that's just a quick peek, nothing crazy. It's a lot easier to do when I'm actually playing. I'm not the best gamer instructor, doing the best we can. But we're going to do this again. So he just took that out. He's not, but I know that his teammate's going to be coming from here. I'm going to roll to here. Switch shoulders. Alright, so you get the idea from that. So let's come back out to outside, see what we can do. So you take fall damage. Make sure you like do like your roll when you hit the ground, so it'll help you like not. It'll absorb some of the damage. That was not a good example. Keep in mind, all of my skill tree is leveled up to where this stuff doesn't hurt much. So I'm going to jump from here, roll, but I don't take any damage. Alright, so when rolling, it's directional. So whichever way that you're sprint rolling, you hold, see I'm hitting shift, and it makes you dive in the direction you hit the two keys together. So if I want to roll forward, W and my alt. If I want to roll backwards, if I want to roll right, I'm out of stamina. Alright, so I want to roll forward, I'm going to roll that way. Alright, so you get that. That's just some examples, nothing crazy. Alright, so on the arcs, as you see, they have like the orange where like their motors are, or the props are. Some vulnerable area for like the flying ones. If you take two down on like the front or on the back or off from one side, it'll typically crash, make them, it does make them crash. Some of them have weaker areas. The Hornet's a little bit more armored, so if you shoot them in the front, you'll have to break the armor before it exposes the motor, right? Let's see, what can we do? Work some of this cover here. So I'm going to shoot the guy in the middle, peek and see where he's at, switching shoulders to get the best view. missed all of my shots. That's alright. It's just an example. So headshots matter. So if you have the opportunity, if you have the skill, make sure you go for the head. Alright, so you don't ever want to get caught in the open. Hopefully some of this movement helps you. Some of the thought process helps you. I'll play off some cover back here. I know that he's up there. Roll up to here. Then I can roll back into it. I can switch shoulders again. Hit him in the head. Roll over to here. Miss my shot. Roll in again. Hopefully this helps. Grenades are a good tool to have. I don't have any. Let me go grab some real quick. Where are grenades? In here. Alright, you got Snap Blast and heavy grenades. Heavy grenades are good, but they have a long fuse delay and it glows red when you throw it. So you see how it's glowing. They'll know. Alright, so you see it glows red. Gives people like, what, 4 seconds or so before it detonates. The snaps, they stick on when you throw it. So it's stuck to them. It's a little bit harder to put onto art, but it's doable. Alright. Now they have secret grenades that you just throw into the air and then it goes to the arcs. But hopefully this helps you. Let's see, one thing to do with the ladder, you can do some stuff like this. You climb up here and you can jump to there. And there's a lot of small little movement things that you can do that'll help your gameplay significantly. Coming into here, I don't even know what's in here. I've never been up here. Keep in mind, you can like climb up a lot of just random stuff. So when you're exploring around topside, see what you can climb up. You never know what you might find in different places. Alright, so just keep that in mind. Oops. And hopefully this helped with the movement. And welcome to the channel. I hope you enjoy. And maybe this will progress, whatever. Anyways, thank you and enjoy.